I want to start by saying all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Hakwadash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, and salutations to Akim pushing this word, and also saying honesty, the whole full leg, throughout the four corners of the world, constantly adoring, Shalom. My name is Korah Allah, and Lord willing, it's going to be an edifying lesson. The title is going to be, when do we get to live life or enjoy life? All right. Now, this is a question that was posed to me, of course, by, you know, or, the average Joe, so-called Negro. All right. And, basically I work with him, and, we just chopping it up. And, you know, Jake, whole thing is success, living life, right? And getting a chance to live life, because Jake is just working till they die. So Jake don't want to work till they die. They want to live life, right? But here it is, through the spirit, we know the answers, man. We know the answers through the spirit, and that's a beautiful thing. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for giving us the answers to some of those questions. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I have a few precepts. I'm gonna get into them. All right. Now, this is Matthew 10 and 38. It says, "And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it." Okay? He that taketh not his cross and followeth after me. And that cross is, whatever burden you're going through. Okay? That cross is, whatever lot that it is you have to deal with in life. No matter what it is, it could be, loss of a parent. It could be financial struggles, right? Whatever lot, which as a majority, our lot is what? Being in captivity. All right. Always being last, being on the bottom, living in the gutter. That's really our lot as Israelites, because we on those curses. Okay. But we got to take that cross and follow Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me, because you're going to have men that's going to have that cross, and they're going to try to drop that cross. All right. Drop that burden, escape these curses. But there is no escaping these curses. It doesn't matter if you're an athlete, if you're a movie star, celebrity, you made it big, you hit the lotto, whatever. All right. But there is no escaping these curses. For the elect, there ain't nothing but temptations. But the main thing is to persevere and follow through. Follow Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai no matter what. It says, "He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it." If you find your life in this world, all right. First of all, this world represents darkness. This world represents death. All right. So it says, "He that findeth his life shall lose it," meaning what? Ultimately, it's all in vain. It's all to naught. It's not gonna serve any purpose of deliverance. Okay. So this life is really a thing of vain. All right. Vanity. All right. And it's it's really in the eyes of Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai, it's irrelevant. All right. Paul said he was a prisoner. All right, to Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai. Maybe I could find that. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to look it up. All right. And he that takes not his, it says, "He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it." So the elect done lost their life for the most high sake, to follow in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. That's why We're not trying to be famous. We're not trying to make this truth a thing of money, filthy lucre. Okay, but we're doing this sincerely, right? Following after Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in the hopes of salvation. Okay, now add more scriptures here, right? Well, I could get John 6:63. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth; the flesh profiteth nothing." Okay, it's the spirit that quickeneth. When you quickeneth mean you're brought to life. So it's the spirit. What's the spirit? These words. Okay. Yahweh Shemi Yahushua putting the spirit on you to understand the wisdom, knowledge, understanding the doctrine. Once you understand these words, you're being brought to life. You're becoming a whole new man, born again. All right. It's a spirit that quickeneth. So that's the real life, really, you know, because like I mentioned earlier, through the spirit, the world is darkness, the world is death, but it's the spirit that quickeneth. So really, when people out here living their life, it's really death, right? Because like I mentioned earlier, it's a small thing that's nothing. It's vanity. All right, it's irrelevant to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. What's relevant is, are you doing the works? Are you serving your master and your creator? Okay, it says, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So the flesh profiteth nothing. So why you want to serve the flesh? Okay. Now this particular Jake, he was telling me, damn man, working, we're gonna be working all our lives. We're to enjoy ourselves. Then he's gonna mention shit about and he's a cool dude too. He you know what I mean, he's decent Jake. He ain't no YN. I'll say that. He's not a YN, but you know, he still ain't no lit, you know. But he's gonna say stuff like you know, he wanna live his life. Everything is going on in the world today. Got these threats of nuclear missiles, these planes crashing, okay, and it's death left and right. So Jake is like, damn, am I gonna get a chance to live my life? But Jake is thinking small. All right. Jake ain't really seen the bigger picture. What's the point in living your life if when all hell breaks loose, you're gonna be, you know, fighting for your life? Okay. So Jake is really in a bad state of mind. Isaiah 33:6, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay. And the strength, wisdom, and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. When times get really bad out here, it's gonna be the book, the wisdom, knowledge, you understand in the Bible. Okay, the Holy Spirit, that's gonna really hold you down. You know, that's gonna keep you stable, keep you sane. A lot of these guys with money, living comfortable, they're gonna be bug outs in that time. You know, because why? The dollar bills is gonna be done away with. They're gonna be tempted with taking the MOTB, and you know what? They're gonna take it because they ain't gonna only lose that wealth, and by doing that, they're gonna seal their destruction. Okay, so what's the point in trying to live your life on this side? But you know, once again, Brakta Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, forgiving us, this Holy Spirit, and allowing us to understand that. It says, behold, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. Right, this is what's going to deliver us, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. The Holy Spirit, okay? Having that tawah, that mark, tawah, or exempt from judgment. It says, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So that's the fear of the Lord, that's the main treasure. You know, it's not money, it's not gold, not silver, not tangible things, but spiritual things. Okay. Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. And what's the house of mourning? This is knowledge and understanding. Okay, that's the house of mourning. All right, you know, because we are mourning, man. You know, we mourning righteously. We mourning onto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to deliver us out of this hellhole. Okay, we're not seeking to deliver ourselves, whether it's through money or fame, or we try and go viral, to become rich or anything like that, or, or you know, we're not doing anything to stain our hands with blood or dirty money. Okay, but we calling upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and patiently waiting on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because we understand that's our deliverance. Doing the works, okay, in sincerity, in truth and honesty, okay, and in faith. Okay, let's continue on. Um, hold on. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Right? You want to live life. This ain't our life to live. Okay? These bodies we have, it's not for us to enjoy them. Okay? The energy we have in these bodies, we supposed to put it towards serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true Israelites according to the Bible. For this is the whole duty of man. This is your whole service. This is your reason for living, your reasonable service. Okay? Fear the Most High and keep His commandments to the best of your ability. All right? And this word was given to the Israelite man. Okay? This is Zechariah 9:12. It says, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. Okay? And in this verse right here, Greece is going into Esau. Okay? And it says Judah, it says that when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim. Okay? The which is going into the nation of Israel. Okay? The northern and southern tribes, which today will be so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But this is starting with the elect. Okay? So read that again, Zechariah 9:12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Right? And this is talking about the elect. First and foremost, is going into the elect. All right? The men out there sighing and crying, I'm gonna say the hopeful elect, because it says here the prisoners of hope. We don't know if we the elect, but we hoping like hell we the elect, and we doing the works like we the elect, hoping to be the elect. And that goes into faith. Even Today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. So that's when we really gonna live. When the Lord renders double is what? When the Lord returns. Okay? When he returns and he delivers and he defends his elect. All right? All of Israel is gonna be delivered, but in this particular moment, the Lord's only coming for the elect. Okay? In the second coming, or that second judgment. Okay, it says that I will render double unto thee. All right, so Esau is gonna receive double, okay, by the hands first and foremost Yahweh Shai, right, along with the angels. But then the Lord's gonna also deliver that spiritual powers onto his men. And I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, right, a weapon, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, right, which represents Israel, against the sons of Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. So the Lord's gonna make us a sword of a mighty man. And how is that gonna happen? By way of spiritual powers. Okay. Shalom Akim. A brother put up a comment and now I can't find it. Okay. Okay. Shalom Akim. Brakte Hao Bashim Yahushua. Yah Bashim Yahushua. Brakathum. The hopeful elect. All right. Now, I'm actually going to finish this up. This is Isaiah 40 and 29. This says, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. Right, we don't have any power right now. We don't have no might. You know, ain't no way in hell we're gonna outgun Esau, outsmart Esau, outrun Esau, outthink Esau. Okay, what we have though, our trump card is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures. Okay, and we have the names to call upon. Yahweh, he is or he exists. And Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer. Yeah, we calling those names, man. It says, Isaiah 40 and 30, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. You got some badass jakes that really get active, man. Whether it's sports, martial arts, you know, the guns, whatever it is. But guess what? You gonna get tired. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord, wait upon Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. And this is going to spiritual powers. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So in the kingdom, we gonna have, not only are we gonna have our enemies in subjection, all right, but we're gonna have spiritual powers, man. We're gonna be able to fly, go into the outer atmosphere, okay, and really explore what's going on out there. And that's really living, you know, like the apostle Gabal would say. Right now we're not living, we surviving, barely. Okay, the food is polluted, our minds are polluted, we living in the flesh, we fighting the flesh, fighting demons constantly. Okay, so we surviving, man. We in a constant battle. Okay, but in the kingdom, we gonna be at total rest, you know, and we're gonna have spiritual powers. We're gonna have enemies in subjection. All right, so that's when we get to live. And even 2/3, man, 2/3 not in their right mind, trying to live life now. But you're not really living. You're really in a dead state of mind. Okay. But I'm ending here. Low edifying lesson. Once again, I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Chakwadash, that will honor the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, and say, taste the I can push in this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.